Okay, wait, so you're good to go. Have a great class.
Okay, thanks. See you. Hey, James.
Wait, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks. How about you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording back on. Everybody will be along in another minute. Hi, Catherine.
How you doing?
Good, good.
Good.
Hope you're having a good afternoon.
We had a lot of hail in New York City
Oh, really? Today?
just today. A
Oh, wow.
thunderstorm and hail.
Huh.
Never before.
Yeah, we haven't. They were having bad weather in New York yesterday, I think, when I was teaching a class.
Well, it was warm yesterday, and today it's been, I mean, I don't know where the thunderstorm came. It's not a 70s, but boy, it was really powerful.
But it had some hail in it too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey, Phyllis. Welcome.
Let me mute myself here.
Okay. Somebody's logged in his iPad. If you want me to rename you to your first name, I can do that. Hi, is that Carol? Hi, welcome, Carol.
Wait, how do I change Catherine Cox permanently? It's all running into, and it's really kitty.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Are you on a laptop or an iPad?
No, I'm on my MacBook Pro right now.
You're probably gonna have to go to Zoom then. I know you can try it. Click on participants and then go over to more beside your name.
Okay.
And you can definitely change it there. It may have a checkbox that says make permanent.
Rename. Okay.
Yeah. Do rename, and worst case, it'll change it for this class. If it doesn't have a checkbox to make it permanent, it'll just be for this class.
Okay.
But you can go to Zoom and go into the settings.
I tried to do that in Zoom, and I did change it, but it doesn't come up that way.
There's a name and there's a display name, and you have to change the one that's called display name.
Okay. Okay. I'll go do that later. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a thing that if I take my picture off of my video, I can't get a black screen. It'll come up, oh, you know what? And I've tried it. I've gone into settings and everything and see if I can show it to you.
I'm not sure about that
See
one.
that? I mean, that's the best. See that? That's the best I could do is to, shrink the photo.
Uh-huh.
But I can't. So I just tried everything, and I'll eliminate the picture and everything and then go
If you send
back
it
to having the photograph.
Yeah, I'm going to put put an email address in the chat. If you send an email to help@getsitup.io, they can help you with that.
Yeah, well, I think I spoke to Todd about it one time and he told me, what to do. And I did it and it worked for a while, but then it goes back to where it doesn't take the photo out.
Yeah.
So, there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I could do is just take a picture of something black and then, just use it as a
Yeah.
photo and replace.
Yeah, that might work, but
Yeah,
they're more experts on Zoom than I am, so they can probably help you with it if you kind of describe it, or they can even give you a call if they need to.
But, Zoom is amazing. I don't want to give it, an eye because it works more than any other programs that we've ever dealt with, right?
Yep, it's been our salvation, but it does have a few quirky spots.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Hey, Catherine, welcome. And Carolyn, welcome.
Now I can't.
Hello, thanks so much.
There you are. All right. Hey, Wynn, good to see you. Let's see, who else has come in? See, Carol got your name changed too, so very good. Pat, are you there? And somebody's
Hi.
up there. You are. Hey, Pat.
Sorry, I'm fixing my lunch.
All right. Don't want to interrupt your lunch.
Thank you.
Somebody's signed in. It's just D. If you want me to change that, I can. Or if you want to just unmute and say hi, so I can I'm checking everybody's mic to make sure I can hear everyone in an iPad. Haven't heard from you. And if either one of you are having microphone problems, you can let us know in the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. We usually take the first 4 to 5 minutes to allow people to come in and get their technology working. And then we get started, and we're at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few housekeeping things out of the way. We may have a few more people join us along the way. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen first. Oops. And let me get to the right screen. There we go. That's better. And I'm going to move your pictures over to my other monitor so I can see you over here. And there you all are. Okay. Hi, Carol. So you've come in. And hi, welcome. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave everyone unmuted for now, but more than likely I'll have to mute everyone at some point during this session if we start to pick up some background noise or echoes. So before you ask your question, just check and see if you're muted. And if you are, just be sure to unmute before you ask your question or make your comment. And hopefully you'll have questions. And you don't need to raise your hand or anything, just unmute and ask away when you have a question. I also have opened the chat already. And so that is now open. So if you are having microphone problems, you can reach us via the chat. And James is here from our Get Set Up TA group. So he's going to help me monitor the chat and manage the session. So if you do have mic problems, feel free to go ahead and use the chat. But if you don't have mic problems, if you would just go ahead and unmute and ask your question. That way everybody can hear your question and I'll hear it and get you a timely answer back to the best of my ability. All right. So that is all the housekeeping. I think we're ready to get started. So let's officially open the class. This is Share Photos on Instagram. Why it's so popular. It is popular. Do want to welcome you. Thanks for attending. My name is Wade Yarbrough, and I'll be the guide for your class today. Briefly about me, I'm from a small town called Mason, Tennessee. It's in West Tennessee, close to Memphis. I have a degree in psychology and have taught psychology primarily early in my career and as part of my early retirement career. Most of my working career, I was designing, installing, and training people on how to use hospital information systems. So trained a lot of doctors and nurses. What I really like about teaching for Get Set Up, though, is that I'm teaching people that are here because you want to be here and want to learn the topic, not because your employer told you that you have to attend the class. Had plenty of that in my career. And what Get Set Up is really trying to do is just that. We're trying to give people classes that they're interested in, a way to take those classes with other people that are interested in the same topic. So you can interact with those other people and also interact with the guide. So we're trying to make a very comfortable, interactive environment. The session is being recorded, and you can request a copy of that recording after class. Just send an email to help@getsetup.io. That email address is down there in the chat. If you don't have it already in your email contacts, I would recommend going ahead and putting it in your contacts. At the end of class, when we're going through the class closing slides, I'll talk about some other ways where you might want to use that email address as well. We are live streaming the class, so I do want to welcome anyone that's joining us via live stream. Thanks for joining the class. Hope you enjoy it as well. But I do want to hope that you'll actually go out and log into our website and register for classes. That way you can actually get that full Get Set Up experience of being able to interact with the other learners and talk to the guide. And finally, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any of the products that we train on. We are purely trainers. So let's talk about the agenda for today. By the end of the class, you'll know how to post on Instagram, how to share stories on Instagram and what stories are if you don't know already, understand how posts show up on your feed, and how to interact with those posts. So let's start with what Instagram is. And Instagram is a popular messaging app for sharing photos and short videos. Instagram is all about pictures, and I'll say that several different times and ways, but that really is Instagram's main purpose, and it's how Instagram is different than other messaging apps like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. And in some ways, Instagram is really more similar to Facebook than it is to some of the other messaging apps. Its tagline is capture and share the world's moments, which I think encapsulates what they try to do, give you an easy way to take pictures and share it with lots of people. Instagram probably has the broadest reach in terms of getting your pictures out to lots of people. So if that's what you're trying to do, Instagram is the place. Instagram has over 1 billion monthly active users. It is not the most popular. Facebook has more active users, but Instagram is pretty far up there. And Instagram was purchased by Facebook in 2012. So Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook also owns Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. So Facebook has kind of cornered the market on the messaging apps. Before we get into, let's go ahead and get into any questions about the background before we get started. Because we're going to just jump right in, because I think that's what most people are interested in figuring out. How do I post pictures and what does Instagram look like? If you have not installed Instagram, it is an app and you can see it here on my iPhone. Does anyone have pictures blocking the view of my iPhone? Okay, everybody can see that okay? And I'm going to slide this over just a little bit to make it easier for you to see my phone, because that's where the action is going to be. So here's Instagram. So if you don't have it installed already, all you have to do is go to the App Store, iPhone or Android, and find that Instagram app and download it. And the registration is very simple. Not like Facebook. There's very little information you have to enter to set up your Instagram account. And then you can just get started. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that Instagram app and open it up. And you can see the basic screen layout. There's a lot of things going on here. We'll cover all of this at some point. The home down in the bottom left is where it should open up. And if you ever move somewhere else and you want to get back to the home screen, you just touch the home here. The other place you're going to go most often is over here, which is how you get into your profile. And so we'll talk about that as well. There is another class, setting up your profile on Instagram, where we spend a lot of time in the profile getting that set up. And so we're going to touch just briefly on that in this class. Okay. And up at the top, there are two icons. The plus is how you actually post something to Instagram. And this is how you get into the messaging part of Instagram. If you want to send a text message, call somebody, or do a video chat. I'm going to just touch that briefly because we're not going to spend much time here. If anybody uses Facebook Messenger, you'll recognize this icon. And I mentioned that Facebook owns Instagram and Messenger. So the messaging part of Instagram now is basically Facebook Messenger. And we do have a whole hour-long class on Facebook Messenger. So I'm just going to go into there and pick somebody and can show you what it looks like. And again, that it looks just like Facebook Messenger because it pretty much is. You come into here and you can type a message. You can add a photo to the message like here. If you want to do a video chat with the person, you can touch here and it'll open a video chat with the person. So we're not going to spend much time in messaging since there's another class that goes over this in a lot more detail. And as I said, Instagram is really about photos. So we're going to go back to the home screen and talk about pictures. So let's start by how you put a picture out there. And in that case, we're going to click on the plus. And it takes me here to where I can do a new post. And the first thing I pick is a picture because Instagram is about pictures. So it has your pictures down here from your phone. And you can kind of click through them and it shows you an enlarged version of it at the top. So you can see what you want to post. I'm going to, I think, pick this one of a bunch of little birdies I took a picture of out in their nests in the fern at the front of our house. So you select a photo. You can select multiple photos if you want to. So you can have, if there's several photos that kind of tell a story, you can select multiple ones by just clicking there. I'll do that. And you see it's got a 1 beside this one. If I wanted to include that one as well, you just keep clicking and it adds additional pictures. I'm going to turn that off and just do the 1. And you can also take a picture instead of taking something off of your reel, off the pictures you've already taken. That will open up a camera. We'll do that in a few minutes separately. So you can take a picture real time and post it, or you can grab something off your phone that you've already taken and post that. Questions so far? And again, if you have questions, just unmute and ask away. I'm going to kind of keep going and assuming it's making sense unless I hear something.
Wade, I do have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so now I don't have an Instagram account, but I've tried and I guess I just stopped. But what if, is this more for like family? I'm going to put myself back on video. Is this more for like friends and family? What if I needed to send a photo to, a business type? Would Instagram be fine for that as well, or is this more of a family friend thing?
It really is more of a family friend thing. I mean, you can send a post just to a person, but I mentioned it's like Facebook because most people post to all of their followers, like you would do on Facebook, as opposed to just sending a picture to a specific person. I'll show you how you could do that as well. But it really is people sharing pictures, and lots of times a lot of what exists in Instagram is groups of people that have a common theme that they're interested in. I'll show you how that works as well. But people that like to take pictures of birds, and so they all get together and share pictures of birds on Instagram, or someone that likes dog pictures, or someone likes pictures of sunsets. So that's what really it's about, sharing pictures with other people, as opposed to just taking a snapshot and sending it to somebody as part of something else.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question, Wade.
Sure.
I've kind of lost you. I saw you hit the plus sign and it went to pictures. And I clicked on a picture, and then how do you post it? What did you do right after
I
that?
haven't posted yet. That's where
Okay.
Yep. So we're going there
Because
next.
I'm looking at yours and it says next. On mine, it doesn't say next.
Are you on an Android?
Yes,
Okay. I'm on an iPhone, so there
it might be a little different. Okay.
it probably has maybe an arrow, or the word next maybe at the bottom. It's slightly
It has
different.
an arrow, yeah.
Okay. That's probably
Yeah.
the arrow.
And then that little curvy line, it didn't have that. So, okay.
So I'm going to click next. And what it lets me do now, and this is again, which kind of shows that Instagram is more about photos. I can actually edit that photo here. So first thing it shows me is filters. And I'm just going to kind of click through these filters. And you can see as I change the filter, you can see the picture changes. That changed it to black and white. And this is one that's accenting the greens. So you can click and to change it, I'm just touching the name of it up here. So if I touch back to here to moon, it'll change it back to the black and white. You can put your finger on at the bottom here and also move that little ribbon back and forth. So that's one way you can edit your picture. I'm going to come back here and touch on normal and bring it back to normal. You can also edit the picture from here if you tap this edit right there. And now you can go in and do things like adjusting it, changing the brightness, and you can just put your finger on this and move it back and forth. If you're watching my screen, you can see it increases the brightness or it makes it darker. So there's lots of things you can do that normally you might do with Photoshop or some other app that is built into Instagram. I'll just kind of scroll through this, but you can see lots of different settings here that you can use if you're a real connoisseur. I'm more of a point and click kind of a guy, but my wife is an artist and she does lots of editing of her pictures before she posts them. But you can change whatever you want to do to clean up your picture and hit next again. And this is where you can write a caption. And we'll look at the feed in a few minutes. But again, where Instagram differs from Facebook is in Facebook, you usually have a lot of text and then a picture below it. In Instagram, it's really all about the picture. And this caption is just that. It's a small caption at the bottom. But this is where you put your caption. So I'm just going to touch right there. Most people don't write very much because, again, most people aren't that interested in what you have to say. They're interested in your picture. But I can also include what's called a hashtag, and we'll talk more about what those are and how they work in a few minutes. But let me go ahead and put one in here. So I'm going to put a hashtag. And Instagram goes ahead and gives me the ones I use most often, so I don't have to type it in. And there's the one I was going to type anyway, is Birds of Instagram. So I'm going to just touch that one. And it's added a hashtag. I can add another one, and let me kind of show you how that works. I'm going to start typing bird. And it'll show me if I spell it right. And it shows me lots of other hashtags that start with BIRD, bird photography, birds, bird watching, bird lovers. And again, we'll explain what these are. I'm going to click bird lovers. You can add multiple hashtags. I'm just going to put 2 in there, and you don't have to add any. It's all optional. But when you're finished with your caption, you say okay. Now there's some other things you can do. You can tag a person, and I'm going to draw a lot of parallels to Facebook because I think more people know Facebook than know Instagram. Tagging on Instagram works just like tagging on Facebook. If I want to tag a person, what it's going to do is send them an email saying Wade tagged you on Instagram, and it'll have a link back to this post to make sure they see it. So I'm going to go in here and tag my wife. Huh? And she must have canceled her account. Anyway, so that's, if there's somebody you want to tag, you can just put their name here. You have to know what their Instagram account is, and it will tag them and they'll get that email. Again, that's optional. You don't have to tag anybody. You can also add a location. This is used a lot in Instagram, especially if you are traveling again someday. So maybe I was out somewhere and where I found these birds, and I want to tell people where it was. So I can add a location. So I'm going to touch here, add location. And it will show me locations close to where I am now, but it's assuming you took the picture close to where you live. But if you took it somewhere further off, you can put here, I can put in Chapel Hill. So maybe I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Chattanooga, Tennessee. So you can just keep typing and put where it was. You don't have to put a location, but it's good if you want to have that for yourself, or if you want to let people know where you were. If you're at the Grand Canyon, you probably want to tag it as the Grand Canyon so people know where you were. And in this case, you may not want to let people know where the birdies are because you don't want them to come disturb the birds. Fundraising, I'm going to skip over. This is where you can create a fundraiser and post things to that fundraising activity. A little bit more of an advanced feature. Something that's different between Facebook and Instagram is that I can post to multiple accounts and multiple places. It immediately assumes I'm going to post it to my account. You can have more than one Instagram account. My dog has her own Instagram account. So if I wanted to post it to my account and to her account, I would just click that one. And if you have more accounts, you can click all those. I can also post it to my Facebook account. I can post it to my Twitter account. I can post it to my Tumblr account. You obviously have to link these accounts, put in what your username and password is for these other accounts. But I was saying earlier, you can get a lot more breadth of dispersion of your photographs on Instagram than you can anywhere else. That's why lots of businesses love Instagram, because they can get their post out in front of a lot of people with just a single post. I'll post it to my account and to my Facebook account. And then you just hit share. Questions before I do that?
Yes, Wade, would you just start with square one and go over it again, please? Because I cannot get Let's View.
Oh, this is not part of Instagram. This is the tool I use to show my screen. So new post is the top of the screen. You're not going to see Let's View.
Thank you.
Wade, I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry. If people usually go on Instagram and you have a number of people that are either following you or they're on there, but they don't do anything, do you have to post those to those people per se? Because I'm not on Facebook or anything else. I'm only on Instagram. So would you have to alert them that you're on, or would they just go on and see your photos?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that and in just a minute. I think I'll manage that question. If I don't, ask me again.
Okay. May I ask just one other question? What? I know there's a difference in Pinterest because you're pinning, but isn't that very similar to Instagram?
It is similar. I think Instagram's more similar to Facebook in terms of the fact that you're posting to people's feeds.
Okay.
But they're all similar in some ways. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me go ahead and share this and post this one, and we can come back and post another one if there's questions later. But let's go ahead and wrap this one up. So I'm going to hit share, and it's now posted that, and that's just popped up on my feed. Again, works just like Facebook does there. And so here's that post on my feed. It will also go to the feeds of all my followers. So I'm going to quickly talk about stories. That's the other way you can post things. And then we'll get down and talk about how this all works from the other side. But stories are originated with Snapchat. And how stories differ than posts is that posts are out there forever. Stories only last for 24 hours. So 24 hours after you post it, it's gone and nobody can see it again. So that's the biggest difference. They're typically a photo or several photos or even a short video. I'll open one of these and show you. I'm going to tap on this one. She usually has pretty nice ones. Or you can add audio as well. but it's typically a several pictures, and you can look up here and tell how many pictures. This one's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pictures, and it'll just cycle through. There's a short video. I think it has to be less than a minute. I think it's the maximum amount of time. So they're fairly short. Most people just put in 1 or 2 pictures. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can X out of it. I'll pick another one. This one's more typical. It's got a picture with just a little bit of activity going on. And here's a second picture. This is a short video, actually. And that's going to end when this bar gets the edge. It's done, and it's going to go to the next story in my list. So I'm going to X out of that. So that's what stories are. I'm going to touch your story. And this works like posting. It's not identical. Again, I could take a picture, and it starts with the picture. So if I wanted to take a picture, I would just click here and it would take that picture and I could send it. You can also grab something off of your phone if you want to do it that way. So I'm going to come down here and grab something off my phone. I'll grab this one. There's lots of things you can do with these as well. You can put stickers on it. I use that one a lot. So if you want to have, and you can grab the sticker with your finger and move it around. So if you want to have dancing hearts on your shoulder, you can do that. You can type something there. This is a pen where you can draw arrows or highlight something. So with stories, people tend to doll up their photos more than they do if they're just posting something. And then when you're finished, you can just click your story. And it's now posted to my story. You can have it always post to your Facebook story as well. I don't like to do that, so I have that turned off. So now I just posted something to my story. Questions on stories? And again, if you use Facebook, they're identical to the ones on Facebook.
Okay, so Wade, when you say that your story doesn't stay very long, that's exactly what you mean, right?
Yep. So so like this one we just looked at from Amalia, if I come back tomorrow, that's not going to be there.
Okay,
It'll
so
be gone.
you're just really sending something to someone to take a look at and be done with it.
Exactly. So it may be something for whatever reason you don't want to last for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They're just quick look at it and move on kind of things. Whereas what you post, these are here forever.
Okay.
Again, just like Facebook. So this part works exactly like Facebook if you use Facebook. And so you can go and see there's several here. So that's stories. Not gonna spend much time on stories. They're kind of, I don't totally get stories, but they're fairly quick and simple. There's not much you can do with them. Now with posts, it gets a lot more. And again, it becomes a lot more Facebookish. So let's talk about the feed here, what's on the feed and how it gets there. So let's go down, and the first thing here is from Spotify, and it has the word sponsored here. So that means this is a marketing ad. Spotify paid money to Instagram to put this on my feed. So anytime you see the word sponsored, that means it's an advertisement. That's how it got on your feed. We talked about hashtags a minute ago. The other way you can have something on your feed is if it's a hashtag you follow. I'm going to turn the volume down.
Hey, Dorothy. Yeah, but I got it on.
All right, Bermuda. So when I posted mine, I posted it to Birds of Instagram. This was also posted to Birds of Instagram. It had a hashtag Birds of Instagram on it. So when you post something to Birds of Instagram, if someone is following Birds of Instagram like I am, Instagram will put some of those posts on your feed. So the reason I'm looking at this is because I follow Birds of Instagram, and whoever this is posted something with that hashtag. The one I just posted with the baby birds, if there's someone else that follows Birds of Instagram, that post may be on their feed, even though they don't follow me, they follow Birds of Instagram. We're going to talk about hashtags a little more later. It's probably a little hazy at this point, but hopefully I'll clear that up before we're done. But that's why that's on my feed, because I follow Birds of Instagram. We keep going down. This is here because I follow Ruth Cork. She's a professional photographer. I think she does great landscapes, especially lots of sunsets. This is on my feed because I follow her. There's something called the Instagram algorithm that we'll talk about a little bit. The Instagram algorithm determines what is going to be put on my feed. But people you follow are most likely to show up there. But 100% of the things posted by people that I follow don't show up on my feed. I could be following 1,000 accounts. I don't want everything that all 1,000 of those people post to show up on my feed. It'd be flipping by like a ticker tape. So Instagram decides what gets posted where. Okay. I'm going to go down this one. I may not be able to get all the way down to the bottom to find this next piece, but I'm going to see if I can. Oh, here. Okay, I did. So when you scroll down for a little ways, it says you're all caught up, which basically means you've seen everything that's been posted to your account in the last 3 days. So at this point, you can do two things. If I keep scrolling down, it shows me suggested posts. And these are posts that from people I don't follow, and they're not from hashtags that I follow. They're just posts that the Instagram algorithm thinks I may like based on the types of photographs that I have literally liked. We'll talk about how that works. Accounts that I follow. So these are pictures that Instagram thinks I might like. So for instance, I followed the person we talked about above that does sunsets. This is someone else that I don't follow, but they do a lot of landscapes as well with sunsets. So Instagram says Wade may like this. If I like it, I can click follow and follow this account. So that's one way that people find you and follow you. Instagram may suggest your post to that person based on what they like. If I do lots of dog pictures and you like dog pictures, one of my posts may show up in your feed under suggested posts since we both like dog pictures. Does that make sense? So you can scroll down through those and it'll show you pictures you may like, and you may find people you want to follow based on that. If you don't want to look at those suggested posts, you can click view older posts and it'll jump over those suggested posts and go back to things coming from people you follow. And here's this person I follow again. And the ones that were suggested look a lot like hers. That's why they suggested those other people, because they have posts that look like Ruth's posts. Questions about how stuff ends up on your feed? Is that making sense? So let's talk about what you can do, how you interact with posts. And again, if you're a Facebook person, this is going to be pretty similar. So I can click on this triple dot on Ruth's post. And there's several things I can do from here. I can click that I'm not interested in this post. This is how I can tell that Instagram, that algorithm, that I don't like this post. And it will take that into account as it's trying to figure out what I do like. I can unfollow this account, which means I won't see anything else from her in the future, just like it works on Facebook. If I mute someone, I don't see their stories. So mute controls their stories, unfollow controls what's being posted in your feed. And if it's from someone that you don't follow, or if for whatever reason you think is inappropriate, you can report it to Instagram. If you think it's racist, sexist, something inappropriate, you can report that account and they will take the appropriate actions if indeed it is inappropriate. So I'm going to cancel out of that and not do anything. So that's one way you can interact with the post. The other way is down at the bottom where you can like the post just by clicking the heart. So I've liked the post now. Instagram takes note of that. Was a question? So yeah, Instagram takes note of what you like and it goes into that algorithm. So it's now saying, okay, Wade likes this type of picture, and they're gonna keep trying to figure out what I like. You can comment. So if I click here, I can post a comment, or I can forward it. I'll click on that. So I can send it to someone else. So if I think my wife, there she is. Oh, she's on a different name. If I think she would like this post, I can click here and send it to her, or any of the other people that I'm following. I could send that to them. That would send it to them. But the algorithm is also taking note that I send it to someone else. That must mean I like it. They'll show me more like this. They'll suggest posts that look like this. Well, that's how you sort of train Instagram, what you want to see. Last thing I can do is to save it. So if I touch that, I can click Save to Collection. Collections are like folders. These are different collections I've identified. This is a landscape, so I'll save it to my landscape folder or collection. If you click the plus, it'll add a new collection. So if you don't have anything for landscape, you can do that. I've got one, so I'm going to say put that in my landscape folder, and it's been saved. I'll show you in a few minutes how you can get to the saved ones that you've saved. Questions on that so far? I'm going to...
There's a lot of things that you're clicking on and I just can't follow. I can't find them, you know?
So they're all at the bottom of the picture. At the bottom of every picture, it's going to have a heart, this little balloon where you can comment, the little paper airplane that you can send it to somebody. That's what those icons mean. And this means to save it. So if I scroll down to another.
Okay, the thing that you have is saved. I don't have that anywhere on my page.
You don't have any posts? Oh, this one?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's an example. Like I look and I'm just not finding things.
Yeah. Are you on an Android?
Yes.
Okay. I thought that Android did saves as well.
They might. You just can't find. Yeah.
They may.
I have a plus, a heart, and an arrow. An arrow on top, and on bottom I have a home. I have a round. I have the bottom. I have that.
That's the same. So it may be that there are differences between Android and iPhone. So maybe in the Android it doesn't let you save them.
Okay, that could be. Okay. Yep. As long as I know I'm not completely crazy.
Yep. No, it's probably an Android iPhone difference, and it could also be the version of the app, but it's probably Android iPhone difference. It's a little frustrating. I don't know why they can't make it look the same on both, but it doesn't.
Wait, I have Android and the save button is there, the save icon.
It is on yours. Okay.
There. I'm wondering if it's an older version or that I have.
Maybe an old version, or there's a setting. What I would do if I was you, I would delete it and reinstall it. That way you get the latest version, and it also kind of resets some of those settings.
Okay. I have a granddaughter showing up maybe this weekend. She's the only one I talk to about Instagram, because for some reason I don't have a problem with other stuff, but with the Instagram, it's just hard to figure
probably
it out.
because you may be on an old version, so that's the best
That
thing.
might be it. Thank you.
Delete and
Sorry.
reinstall.
Thank you.
Now, the other thing you can do from in terms of interacting with a post, and we're going to talk about these hashtags again. So Andrew posted this, and he posted it with a hashtag like I did when I posted mine. If you see a hashtag below a post, you can just touch it with your finger right there where my cursor is, and it will take you to that hashtag page. So we haven't talked about hashtag pages yet, but this is a hashtag page. So anytime someone posts something with hashtag love wins, it'll come to this page. So these are all posts that have been made. Every one of these posts had hashtag love wins in the caption. And you can see there's been 8.4 million posts with hashtag love wins in them. Now, if I like these pictures, I can follow it, and which means that some of these will be put onto my feed. I'm not going to follow this one, but that's what the follow is. So you can, if you see a hashtag you like, you can follow it. I think hashtags are the next thing. Oops. Let me show you a couple of things about hashtags. I'm gonna go back up to the top, to the one that I posted. Oops. It's got the hashtags on there that I'm interested in. Okay, so here's the one that I posted, and here's that hashtag birds of Instagram and hashtag bird lovers. So again, if I'm looking at this post and I say, oh, I like birds too, maybe I'd like to follow one of these. I'll touch bird lovers. It takes me to the bird lovers page. And again, these are all posts that have been made to bird lovers. Now, how you can end up with other followers is someone may come to this page and be looking at these pictures and say they really, I like this one, so maybe I touch that one. It opens that post where that this came from. And I can click here and start following birds of, and you can't read their whole name. If you want to see their whole name, you can go to their profile by touching their right there. This is their profile. Birds_perfection is the account name. And they've got 131,000 followers. So they're a very popular account. But if I want to follow what they're posting, I can click here and I'm now following that account. If I want to send them a message via Messenger, ask them a question about a picture or whatever, I can do that as well. And this just shows me all the other posts that that person has made. Is that making sense? Questions about hashtags? I'll show you one other way to deal with hashtags. If you just want to search for hashtags, so maybe you like dogs and you're brand new to Instagram, so you don't know what hashtags you might want to use, you can click this little magnifying glass at the bottom. And it takes you to the search. And so I'm going to click in the search there and put in hashtag. And I'm going to, since I'm interested in dogs, I'm going to put dog. And it starts to show me hashtags that start with DOG, if I could type. So there's hashtag dog. It has 303 million posts on it. Dogs of Instagram, hashtag dogs, dog mom, dog lover, dog life. So these are all different hashtags that have to do with dog pictures. I think maybe I may want to follow dog lover. So I can touch here. It'll take me to the dog lover page. These posts, I can follow it, which means Instagram will take some of these pictures and put them on my feed.
Okay, so Wade, hashtag just gives you more of what you've already posted.
More things like what you've posted. So I didn't post any of these. All right. There may be one or two out of those 64 million that I posted. It's a way to collect pictures around some topic. So if I like dogs, I would look at hashtag dog lover pictures. If I like birds, I would look hashtag bird lover. If I want to follow cats, there'd be hashtag cat with lots of different ones. So you can go and find something. Maybe I like sunsets, and I haven't ever looked, but I bet good money that there's a hashtag sunsets.
Well, little dog, that's a cute little hashtag.
So there's hashtag dog sunset. So if I touch that, that's going to show me lots of pictures of sunsets. So it's a way to find pictures around some topic that you're interested in. If you like the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's probably a hashtag Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's how people kind of come together and find each other on Instagram, is through hashtags. Of course, the other way to find hashtags is to look at the posts on your feed to see what other people are posting to. So if, let me go down and find a post from a person. And of course, you don't always have to put, okay, here's, this is Laura's page. Laura's the name of this dog. I follow her. But if I click here on the comment, it shows me the hashtags that they've used, and they put probably 30. But it gives me, again, ideas that I may want to follow. That's a toy poodle, so they use hashtag toy poodle puppies. But again, this is another way to find hashtags. You find a picture you like and look for the hashtags that that person is using. You may want to use the same ones. You may want to post to the same ones if you have a toy poodle.
Wade, one
Uh-huh.
question.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, my phone is ringing. I'll get back to you.
Okay, all right. Other questions? This is most of what I was going to show you. I'm open for questions about anything I've covered or anything I haven't covered. Kitty, if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, my phone was ringing, so
Okay.
I've got a background. Robocall. So I take it that all of these pictures that you can send them to other people, so there's no copyright or anything. If you don't want anything posted, you just don't post it.
Correct. That's pretty much it. Yep.
Okay. Because it's open territory for anybody who wants to share it or comment or anything else.
I mean, if you want to lock it down, you can set your account to be private, which means only your followers can see what you're posting.
Oh, okay.
But then you can't post any hashtags because that's going to take it out. But if you do want to just post with your family and friends and not have anybody but your family and friends be able to see your posts, I'll show you how to do that because I was going to go here next for a minute. That's where you go into your profile.
Okay.
And come up here to the triple bar, which gets me into my settings.
Okay.
And then I click settings here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's under privacy. Yes. So privacy. And then it has this private account setting. It defaults to public. But if I slide that over, that makes it private. And it tells them here, only your followers will be able to see photos and videos you post.
But can you add people from your own contact list to that?
They can follow you.
Okay.
And what happens if somebody, normally in Instagram, if I followed you and you were public, then I would immediately start seeing anything you're posting.
Okay.
If you set this to private, if I click on one of your, or if I try to follow you, if I look your name up and I ask to follow you, it'll send you a notice saying Wade wants to follow you. You can say yes or no.
Oh.
So you get to say who can follow you.
Okay.
So people can't just go and follow you automatically. So you can lock it down and make it a private family and friends sharing picture,
Mm-hmm.
but don't use hashtags. Set your account to private and don't use hashtags, and you're pretty much restricting who can see what you're posting. And you only, now you can still follow other people and see their posts, but they can't see your posts.
Okay, thank you.
While we're here, let me do two other things. So this is where you can go and see who's following you and who you're following. So this is your followers. So if you click this, it'll show you everyone that's following you. And more than likely, there'll be a lot of people you don't know that found you through Instagram. Some of these people I do, over half of them, I don't know who they are. You can remove them if you don't want them following you, but if it's public, they can turn right around and follow you again. So you kind of get into one of those things. And then you can click and see who you're following. And first, it'll show you hashtags that you're following. So if I click here, it'll show me the hashtags I'm following. I'm following these hashtags. This is also a way to find more hashtags. These are popular hashtags that you may want to follow. But again, if I want to stop following one of these, if I don't want to follow Birds of Instagram anymore, I can click here and unfollow Birds of Instagram from here. Below that is all the actual accounts that I'm following. Same thing, if I don't want to follow Andrew Creeman anymore, I can click here and stop following him. One other thing I mentioned that I need to close the loop on here is if I go into settings, this triple bar again. Nope, hang on, let me. Yes, saved is right here. This is where those saved posts are. So if I go into landscapes, here's the one that we saved today. So that's where your saved posts live. If I want to go back now, maybe I saved it because I want to go back and comment or do something with it. I can just click on it, and now I'm back at that post. So now I liked it before. Maybe I want to post a comment, so I can click here and post a comment. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's how that works. All right.
How did you get to that? Could you tell me again? I missed this.
Do that one more time. So it's down here in the bottom right.
Oh, okay.
It has your picture.
Well, I'm a person. When I click the one on the right, I just come back to my picture above, and then it.
Up here, there's little three bars.
Oh, I see.
Click those 3 bars.
Ah, okay.
And there's the saved right there. And then the settings are right here.
Yeah, I see it now. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so we are 4 minutes from the end of the hour, so I do need to move along. Let me go ahead. And so this is the end of the official class. I do want to thank you for attending. Hope you learned some things about Instagram, and that now that you know how to post, you can actually post your experience on Instagram. But if you would rather have somebody else post for you, you can send an email to liz@getsetup.io, and she'll post it on our Facebook or Instagram account. But we'll go ahead and say whatever you want to say. There's a couple of related classes. I mentioned this one already, building your Instagram profile. That's where we go into this whole profile page in a lot more detail and how you set that up and do those settings. And using Instagram to market your business. So if you actually have a business, lots of people that own businesses use Instagram. So that class talks about how to use Instagram to market your business. Now, after class, you'll get an email. I want to briefly talk about that, especially if you're new to Get Set Up. It's going to have several sections. One section is the class notes. And in that section, there'll be some takeaways from the class. And there'll be links to several websites with information. Some of it is the same as what we covered in class. Some of it's additional related information. So you can be sure to click those links if you want to get some additional Instagram information. There'll be a recommend this class to a friend section. And you can do that by posting it on Facebook, posting a link on Facebook, or just sending a link via email. There'll be links to 3 of our classes. You can just click that link and it will take you right to the registration page. So that's a nice shortcut to those classes. There'll also be some class links in this class notes section as well. And then you can click on give feedback. It opens this feedback form. 2 questions is all it is. How do you want to rate the class? 1 to 5 stars. Just click on the stars. And how do you want to rate the guide? Click on 1 to 5 stars. Place to add comments. Comments aren't required, but they're greatly appreciated. Very quickly, we hope you're enjoying being part of the Get Set Up community. If you want to get more involved, there's things you can do. You can host an interest group. We're starting to build interest groups around the technical classes. We don't have an interest group for Instagram. So if you wanted to be part of an Instagram interest group, share ideas, tips, tricks, you can let us know. help@getsetup.io. If there's a new class you'd like us to teach, or if there's an organization you belong to that you think would be a good partner for us, you can send us the name and hopefully a phone number for someone at that organization, and we'll contact them. And of course, you can get a copy of this session recording all through help@getsetup.io. The last link in the email is to schedule a view schedule. Takes you back to our website where you can book a class. A couple things I want to show you that are fairly new. Right in the middle of the page, view my complete schedule, takes you to the list of classes you've already booked. You can launch a class from here when it's time to take the class. You don't have to save that email. Or if you decide you can't attend it, you can cancel that class and free that seat up for someone else to use. If you know the class you want to take, I think the easiest way to find it is to use a keyword search up here in the search bar. So if you want to take one of those other Instagram class, you can just start typing Instagram. And here, for instance, is that building your Instagram profile class. Click on that. It'll take you to the registration page for that class. If you ever get this notify me, that basically means that the class is not on the schedule right now. It will be back on the schedule. If you click notify me, we'll send you an email the next time it's available for booking. And so you don't have to keep coming back and checking. And one last thing to show you is that a lot of people have asked for is that if there's a guide or several guides that you like and want to follow their classes, you can now type in their name and hit enter. And it will show you all the classes that that person is teaching over the next couple of weeks. So you can scroll through what they're teaching. And if there's a class you want to take, if you want to learn about Alexa Intermediates, that's one of my classes, you can just click book. So these are all the classes I'm going to be teaching in the next couple of weeks. All right, so we are at the end of the hour. I got in just under the wire. I do want to thank you for attending. Hope you enjoyed the class and hope I see you again in another class real soon. Thanks for coming and have a great evening.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Great
Yeah.
information.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Thanks a lot. Bye.